Well, I threw this away yesterday after making a video of it, and it showed up next to my sleeping bag here in the same location, Turtle Island Park. Roofed construction here, or they call it a shelter, along the water, along the Huron River. So it must mean something. Of course, it has some kind of weird chemical on the other side. They were kind enough to put a little wick here at the end of it that wasn't there before because it was glued flush to the cement before, so they didn't want me to touch that, but they wanted me to they wanted to indicate to me that whatever's on this, whatever adhesive on this other side, it means something. So my gang stalkers, I figured out a way to disable my background screen recorder, so I gotta find another one that might work. But you can see the little yellow in this in the background, so of which should be a clear adhesive. So anyway, I've been gassed again. I was first gassed when I lived with Alexander Raskine of the Metropolitics Corps of the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan, Kellogg's Eye Institute, in my bedroom. I actually have a video of it in which I was making fun of it, but I suffer these symptoms sparsely, intermittently, as I have today. I went to bed at 10. I went to bed at 10, and now it's 1:40, and I'm very, very drowsy. This is after eating food at the Delanus Center shelter last night and taking a shower there upstairs. This has happened once before, again at the Delanus Shelter Center, after taking a shower there in the last male shower stall. So I just saw a white car in the background. That suggests by gang stalkers that it's true. There's a floating yellow canoe with a black and white dog and yellow, or I'm sorry, orange. Yeah, orange paddling, I guess that means. Dog collar, some kind of dog collar, some kind of electromagnetic dog collar. That or I've been poisoned with some type of substance, maybe radioactive, I don't know, that gives off a signal of some sort that gang stalkers can pick up with their smart devices. I don't know. I try to understand it, make sense of these clues that people seem to be hinting at me. I swear to you, I'm not psychotic, but this is all set up so that if a person complains about it, they come across as psychotic because they don't have concrete proof. It's the crime of the ages, so to speak. Everything about it is meant to incriminate the victim and not the perpetrators. So I'm going to file a police report because that's all I can do. The last time I filed a police report and I was sick when I was peeing blood, I made a video about that. The Ann Arbor Police Department told me I had to go to the hospital, get a diagnosis first. So I went to the hospital. I've been so busy with public attacks. What is this? Now all of a sudden, all these people are coming out of the goddamn water. I don't know. Maybe this is their way to get close to me and my device, so that they could try to corrupt the video or delete the video as soon as it's done, or I don't fucking know. But I mean, how weird. I've been undisturbed all this time, and then as soon as I make a video, people come pulling out of the goddamn water. Weird. Just weird. Weirdness. Ann Arbor. I'm telling you, it's a weird place. A very, very dangerous, weird, poisonous, gaseous, government corrupt, money laundering, what do you call it? Immigrant, slave, trade, sweatshop, labor place. It looks like a nice place. You know, it looks synthetically all put together. It looks cutting edge. It looks quiet and cute and quaint, and has little nice niche specialty restaurants and boutiques, and of course there's the University of Michigan here. So I mean, there's a lot of attractive, fun, intelligent amenities here. But the ultimate secret to this place is it's on a bedrock of radioactive rock and materials. And there's an excessive amount of radon gas all over the place. See, there's a white Jeep. And, you know, it primarily settles in, what a cute dog. Oh, he smells something. Yeah. Yeah, it could be the case it settles here. Who knows? I don't see why it wouldn't, right? We're at, this should be about sea level. And of course there's lots of hills and elevation in the land in Ann Arbor. So the more expensive properties, like the University of Michigan Hospital there, you know, they're on elevated land, and the more expensive housing, you know, the multi-million-dollar housing up on Getty's Road, that's on elevated land, but you have these dips, valleys, you know. There's another white car. And there's the police sirens in the background that all of a sudden just stop. So if you look up Jewish gang stalking or gang stalking in general, you'll see other testimonies of this kind of coded language that gang stalker individuals, have used to sensitize individuals of gang stalking to understand, even from afar. So anyway, I've done a there's an app that I have, a camera app that can detect high electromagnetic energy. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the tree. Yeah, I'll get to that. And I thought it had to do with the paint here, you know, or like, you know, how this has been spray painted with something, or here, and somebody put graffiti about Muslims here before, and then, you know, there was some paint. That's a good idea, because I'm on my way over there. And then, you know, someone sprayed paint here once while I was staying here. So, I mean, that's supposed to be toxic or something? I don't know. And it did detect an excessive level of electromagnetic activity here within this structure. There's more paint here. I also have a video showing the Ann Arbor police coming in and waking me up from my little square over there. I mean, what homeless person wouldn't want to sleep where there's a roof, right? I don't know what that brown stuff is here. There the sirens go again. You can tell they're not sirens going towards an emergency. It's like they're crying, They can shape the sound of those sirens. So a targeted individual can even become sensitized to the way that they shape the sound of their sirens. So that means like, oh no. There's a ambulance in the background. They're in on it. I posted videos explaining how they're in on it. The firefighters are in on it. I posted videos explaining how they're in on it. But this is the place. They actually conduct weddings here, so one would think, and now they stopped. One would think that the place is relatively safe for that purpose, but Ann Arbor is a bunch of smokes and mirrors, I swear. It's, you got a few intelligent people that host really intelligent scams, from Ponzi to poisoning. And then you got a few ignorant people that go along with it as gang stalkers or political supporters. Where do you think that's from, or what that's about? It's clearly a tumor. So, I've given up being the scientist that I'm not. I'll just present to you the bare facts and you figure it out. So that's the structure, and then of course it was indicated to me through their expressive nonverbal language that whatever the coating is on this blue coating is electric, right? But I'm barefoot anyway. I'm just gonna get this video over with. And then, when I walked over here last night, this was placed here. So what this is some of the red bedrock that's all over Ann Arbor, and it has radioactive minerals in it. Some uranium and some other kinds. You can look that up yourself. And then this was put here just last night to indicate a symbol that electricity and radioactive materials, which is all over in Ann Arbor, they marry. They're hip and hip. And that was kind of indicated by the guy with his two canoes attached hip together. So since it's common knowledge that around Ann Arbor that I've been poisoned with some electroconductive material, which everyone now is saying is scrub green dye that's used at the hospital. They're also indicating that the assistant to my family doctor, Dr. Alyssa Young, who's also there's a big white vehicle there, who's also a professor here at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. Her assistant injected me with it while also administering to me a pneumonia shot and a flu vaccine.